Hello and welcome to the Python tutorial series. In the previous tutorial, we have seen a few methods of the strings, in which we have seen 15 methods of the Python string. In this tutorial, I'll discuss a few more methods which are available that you can use in your Python application to manipulate a string in your application. So in the previous tutorial, we have seen the capitalize, title, lower, upper, is upper, is alpha, is alnum, is digit. So we have seen approx 15 methods. So 16th method is called the split method. A split method will split your string, and remember this one, it always returns a list. Okay, so the split method splits a string into the list, so it will return a list. We can specify the separator with no arguments. A split separates this strings using one or more spaces as the delimiter. So just look at the prototype of a split. In a split, you can pass the separator on on the basis of which character you want to split your string. So you can specify here. If you do not specify the separator, then by default it takes spaces. And max means that how many times you want to split. If you do not specify, then it is -1. If max is specified, then list will contain the specified number of elements plus 1. Suppose if I specify 5, then it will split into 6 parts plus 1. Default value of max is -1. So if you do not specify, then it is -1. So let's use this split function, then you will understand that. Suppose if I write my name, that is Daneyal, and Hassan Lari. Okay, now I want to split each word. Okay, so I want to split on the basis of space, then I will write s dot split only. Okay, so split will split, and this will give you the result into a new variable, and this will be a type of list. Remember this one, this returns a list. So if I execute this one, then you can see here that I'm getting every value that is separated by the space split into a list. So Muhammad is now a new element into the list. Second one is Daneyal, third one is Hassan, and fourth one is Lari. Now if you want to specify that I want to split my name on the basis of you want to split your string on the basis of certain string characters, so you can specify here. So I want to split on the basis of a. Remember this one, which character, the character you specify will not part of your split list. Okay, so as you can see, as it find a into my string, it is splitted. So M O H space and D, as it finds a, then it will split it and makes a new element into your list. So on the basis of this, you can split your um, string, and this one is called the delimiter. Now as you can see, there are 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 elements. Means we can say that it breaks into 6 parts. If you say that, okay, split the string but only into 3 parts. Okay, so look at the answer. Uh, now you can see here, the first is MOH and space D, then NEY, after that L and H. Then after that, it will not split rest of the string, and whatever the rest of this string will be in your list. As you can see, A and A is also a part of your list. Why? Because we are saying that split into 3 parts, and it will split into the maximum plus 1 size. So as you can see, there are 4 elements in the list: 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so this is the way that the split works. Next one is called rsplit. Rsplit means right split. As we can see here that it starts the splitting the string from the left side. So if you want to split your string from the right side, then you can use rsplit. Rsplit method split a string into list is starting from the right. We can specify the separator as we can specify into split, so we can specify into rsplit also. With no argument, rsplit separates the string in using one or more spaces as a delimiter. Okay, so the working is same. The mechanism will change, that it will start from the right side. If max is not given, it returns the same result as a split. Obvious. If max you will not specify, then you will get the same result as a split will give you. So check it. For example, if I use s dot split and I'm storing into s1, I'm writing s2 is equal r split. Okay, s dot r split, and here I'm breaking it into three parts as a split is breaking. So first I'll print the s1, then you will understand that what is the difference between r split and s split s2. Okay, so first is, you can see here that it starts from the left side to split. As it gets a, then it is split into a new element, and r split will start from the right side. As you can see that r right side, so I and r is a part of your split, but as a it gets, so it will break. Then l n, okay, as you can see here. Then s, as you can see. Then you can see here, since three times it has been found a into your string, so it will um, make another element as a rest of element into your list. Okay, so I hope the both methods are now clear. Okay, one more thing, if you do not specify the length, okay, so r split and split will work same. Just look at here, as you can see, the same result you will get if you do not specify the length. Okay, so this is the working mechanism of rsplit. Next method is split lines. Suppose you have one string that contains multiple lines. Okay, multiple lines, you can have a slash n into your string. It might be possible that the string contains slash n. Slash n is called the new line character. So if you want to break your string on the basis of lines, then you can use split lines. And by default, the nature of this method is to break the string on the basis of new line character. So as you can see, every word that ends with a new line is a new element into your list. Again, your string can be like this. Okay, we can have a multi-line string by using triple inverted comma. So it can have like this. So if you have any paragraph and you want that every line of that para should be a part of a separate element into your list, then you can use split lines. So as you can see here, that it also works fine. Okay, next one is join. Just remember this one, we need to pass one iterable element into the join. So join will do one thing, as a split will split your string, so join will just do the opposite. It will join the elements of the iterable and create a new string. So join method combines all the items of an iterable object into one string. uh, for that I need to create one iterable object, so I'll take this one as copy, and now I'm going to create a list that is L is equal, as you can see that Muhammad Daneyal Hassan Lari is a part of your list, so I want to join this. So then you can use by using this, I will write why I'm writing this one, just I'll tell you. First of all, I'll write join. So which element I want to join, I will pass here. So I want to join this iterable element that is in L. So I will write L. So it will join and it will return into S1. So as you can see, all the elements are now joined. Okay, uh, here you can specify the separator. Okay, so here if I write the comma, then every element will join with comma separation. Just look at here. Okay, so Muhammad and then comma, Daneyal, then comma, Hassan, then comma, and then Lari. Okay, so this is the way that you can use. If you want that the space should be there, then you can use space as a uh, separator. So here you can see that one string we are getting by separation of space. So this is the working mechanism of join. Next method is called strip. Strip method removes all the leading and trailing characters. Okay, so if you use the strip method, then it will remove the characters from both side of your string. Suppose my string is uh, that is Daneyal and Lari. So this is my string, and I want to and this string contains some spaces, for example this one. Okay, so when I want to store this one, so space I want to remove the space, so I can use the method strip. Let me do this as s, so it will make more clear. So s is my string. I want to remove all the leading and trailing spaces, so I can use s dot strip method. The default nature of a strip is it will remove all the spaces from the both side. Okay, the default nature of this one, this strip method. As you can see in output, I'm not as we can see there, no space is available in output because it will remove the spaces from the both direction. If want to see here, I can see I can show you that what is the value of s. So as you can see, s is like this. Okay, this is s. As you can see, spaces are also in the part of printing, but in s1, as you can see, there is no space. Okay, so I hope the strip method is also clear. The default nature of the strip is to remove the spaces from the both direction, from the left side and from the right side. Next method is called lstrip. If you want that, I want to remove only space from the left side, then you can use lstrip. So if I write lstrip, then you can see into the output that it removes only the spaces from the left side. Okay, look at the output. As you can see here, the spaces are also a part of the output into the s1 from the right side. Okay, so it will not remove the space from the right side. It will remove the characters that is from the left side. The default is space. Yes, we can specify our own characters, but now we are learning the default nature. Similarly, one more method is available that is called rstrip. Rstrip means if you want to remove from the right side only, so you can use rstrip method. So look at the output. It will remove the space. As you can see, there is no spaces into the right side, but in s, the spaces are still available. Okay, so rstrip will remove from the right side, lstrip remove from the left side, strip will remove from the both side. Now suppose if we do not specify the character, then it will remove the default as space. Now suppose I have add the rate symbol. Okay, I want to remove add the rate from my this is string. So I can use the strip method, and here I can specify remove at the rate. Okay, remember this one, it will remove only at the rate from the both side, not from the middle. For example, if I write here at the rate, okay, let me show you some output, then you can understand that. Okay, so it will remove from the right and left, but not from the middle. Okay, so a strip function can also use with some characters and the strings also. So this is the way that we can use a strip. If you have learned the previous any language like Java, then there is a function that is called trim to remove it. Next method is rjust. Okay, so rjust method will right align the string, so it will change your alignment when you want to print your string using a specified characters. Okay, so here you can specify the characters. By default, the character is a space as the fill character. Length is specify the length of the returning string. So we'll see with the example. And character specifies to fill the left side spaces of the string. Default is a space. So what is mean by rjust? Okay, let me show you. If I write the string that is Daneyal, so as we can see that there are 7 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, but I want to print into uh, let me s dot rjust. Okay, here, and here I'll specify the width. So here if I specify this 10, then print this one, then you can understand that. Okay, just length is 10. Look at here. So as you can see, the first string, that is s, let me make it more clear. I will write here before using method. Okay, and it will print s. So before using the method, the s is, you can see here, the before using method s is this, and after using the s is like this. So why this is happening in my code? Because I'm using rjust, so it will justify your string into the right side and fill the space with 10 characters. So if you count this, then it will take 10 spaces, and by default the left side will fill with the space. The default character is a space. Now, if you want that the left side should be filled with a specified character, so you can specify your character also. So here you can see that the left side, the 3 symbol is filling. So this is the way that you can use rjust. Okay, so rjust means specify the length of the string, and uh, it will be aligned to the right side in your output. Okay, next one is ljust. So similarly, if you want that it should be left side, and it takes 10 spaces and fill the rest of the spaces with @, then you can use it. Okay, then you can see here that it will be ljust uh, left alignment using 10 spaces. If you do not specify the @, then the default is space. Okay, so as you can see there, there is no difference. But if I select this first one, then you can see the only 7 characters is selected. And if I select the next one, then you can see here the space is also selected. It means the space is a part of your output. Next one is called center. So if you want to specify that your string should be centralized, then you can use center. Okay, and as you can see here that I want that the string should be print into the 10 space with the centralized, then you can see here the output. So to make more clear it, I'll specify fill the character as @. Then you can see here. Okay, so as you can see, my name is printed into 10 spaces, okay, but it is centralized. So left side 1 symbol and right side 2 symbol. So if you get odd numbers, then left will be odd number and right side will be even numbers, means the maximum number you will find here. If I write here the 19, then you can see here that it will fill like this. Okay, So this is the way that you can use center. So the center method will center align the string using a specified character. Space is by default as the fill character. It specifies the length of the returning string. It will return that how many space you want to occupy to print that string, and the character specifies to fill the space both side of the string. Default is a space. Next method is called the ZFill. Okay, ZFill means it is a short form of zero fill. So zero fill methods add zero at the beginning of the string, specify the length of return in the string. So it is very simple. It is ZFill, and if I say that the string should take 10 space, then you can see here by default it will take 0 onto the left side. So it will fill your string with 0 from the left side. Okay, this is called zero fill. Yes, this method is very important. It starts with method will return true or false if your string is starting with the given string. If you want to check, the starts with method returns true if the string starts with a specified value that you will pass here. Otherwise, it will return false. Now, if I want to check that. For example, that is provis apps.in is a string, and I want to check that the string is starting with the P, R, or W. So you can check by using s dot starts with, and here you will specify that on which string you want to check that the particular string is starting. So I will write P. So it will check that S is starting with P or not. So if it starts with P, then it will return 2. As you can see here that yes, provis apps.in is starting with P. Is it starting with PR? So yes, it is starting with PR. Is it starting with R, O? So you can see here, yes, no, the string is not starting with RO, means you are not getting true, you are getting false. Two arguments you can specify, that is a start and end. Start and end is default, means optional. If you do not specify, start will take 0 and end will take length of your string. So if you want to check that only within this range, that it should check that the string is starting with a particular character or not, then you can specify your range also. So I can specify 0 and I can specify that 5. Okay, so it will check only within 0 to 5, and as we know that the end always excludes, it means it will check from 0 to 4 index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will check here. So let me check, is my string starting with provis 0 to 5? No. Okay, though you can see here that the string is starting with provis, but within the range it is not starting. But if I specify only PROWES, then you can see PROWE, then you can see here that it returns true. Yes, it is starting with PROWE because it comes into this range. Okay, so this is the use of starts with. Similarly, next method is called endswith. Endswith will check that whether your string is ending with a specified string or not. So you can use endswith also, endswith, and I want to check that my string is ending with n or not. Okay, so you can see, yes, a string is ending with n. A string is ending with in. Yes, a string is ending with in. Is string ending with the dot in? So you can see here, yes. Okay, uh, again you can specify the starting and ending also. Means if you do not specify, then start is 0 and end is your length of a string. So I hope this function is also clear. Next method is called casefold. Casefold method returns a string where all the characters are in lower case. Casefold means, suppose if I have a name or a string for example, Muhammad, Daneyal, okay, and Lari. So if I use casefold, s.casefold, then look at the output of this s1. Okay, so what will it do? It will um, it will convert all the uppercase letter into the lowercase. Just look at here. Okay, casefold means it will convert all the uppercase into the lowercase. Lowercase will remain same as lower. Okay, so lowercase means casefold method returns a string where all the characters are in lowercase. Next is called the is identifier. Suppose you have a string. Suppose if I write m, okay, so you want to check that the string is in a proper identifier or not. So is identifier you can use. So as I have already told you that if any method starts with is, can, then it returns always true or false. As you can see, yes, it follows the identifiers rule. 1m is identifier or not? So you can see here no, because identifiers cannot start with a digit, so it returns as false. To check whether a string is following the particular identifier rules or not, then you can use is identifier method. Next method is called is space. So if you want to check that the string is space or not, then you can use is space. So you can see here, yes, the given string is a space. If I remove it, then you can see here that it returns false. No, it is not a space. Next method is called a partition. This method is also very important. Partition always returns tuple. Just remember this one. So partition method searches for the specified value that you will specify here and is split into 3 parts. Okay, and it will return as tuple. The first element of tuple will be the beginning before the specified value, and second will be the specified value, and third will be your value that is after specified value into your string. So look at here. Suppose my string is that is provis, sorry, apps.n. Okay, and here is I write s dot partition, and here I specify that w. Okay, so look at the output. So as you can see, there are 3 parts in a tuple, as we know that the tuple is represented by the parenthesis. One is the part before the w, that is pro. Okay, and second one is your w, that is itself the value, and third one is after the w, that is esapps.n. Okay, so this is the way that you can use the partition method. Next method is called replace. This method is also very important. Replace method will replace the replace method replaces the value with the new value. Okay, so suppose suppose this string is Python methods session. Okay, so this is Python methods session, and here I'm using s dot replace. Okay, I want to replace, as you can see here, first value is old, so I want to replace is with the new one, that is was. Okay, so as you can see, s1 will contain everywhere where it will find is, it will replace with was. So you can see here the was Python method session. So if you want to replace any old value with the new value, then you can use replace method. Okay, as you can see, it replace all the is in your if I use 3 times, then you can see here that it will replace all 3 is with the was. You can specify that how many times you want to replace. So I say that only 1 time. So you can see here it will replace only the first occurrence of is, and rest of is will remain same, because I'm saying that replace it only one time. So you can specify the count, that how many times you want to replace our old value with the new value with the replace method. Next method is called the swap case. Swap case means suppose you have a method that is called uh, this is my tutorial. Okay, so if you use the swap case here, then it will swap the cases. Lowercase will become the uppercase and uppercase will become the lowercase. So this is the use of the swap case. Okay, so I hope all the methods are now clear. I have approx 30, I discussed approx 34 methods. There are so many methods which are available. If you want to see, then you can see them by using, just look at here. This is my string. So if I write s dot and it is, press the control plus space from the keyboard, then you can see here that all the methods will be listed over here. So you do not need to remember all the methods, only need to remember that is what is the mechanism, the functionality of all the methods. Okay, so it's up to you that how you want to use this one. And here you can see that if any method is available, then if that is method, then you will find that before that name you will find m stands for method. Okay, so this is the way that you can use the methods in your string manipulation. So that's all for this video. If you have noted down all the things, so do the practice. So please like, comment, and share the videos. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of the latest videos. I'm going to create so many videos by which you can learn the Python in very easy and deep. Okay, so thank you. Bye bye.